I upload Calgary market reports every single month for every property type in Calgary. That's 5 videos a month talking about Calgary real estate. I'm going to reference this video in those reports moving forward to help provide you with enough insight that you can actually start reading those reports on your own and you don't have to rely on me. Hi, my name is Fyfe and I'm your Calgary Realtor. Every week I upload content to YouTube to help educate you and the people you know about Calgary real estate. If you want to chat about buying, selling, or investing here in this beautiful city of Calgary, my calendar link is below. Feel free to book a time. I want to start this off by saying Calgary has one of the best market reports in all of Canada, and that's no joke. Big shout out to CREB, or the Calgary Real Estate Board, for continually putting out solid reports for us to browse, make sense of, and share that information with clients. When I typically record my recap videos, you will find that I start off with a description written by CREB themselves. They're long, they're sometimes boring, and they can be difficult to read at times. Now, after that, I'll move to the total residential pricing for each property type, as well as the total residential sales, inventory, new listings, and months supply for that current month. I do this because people want to see the big picture. They want to see what's happening in Calgary as a whole, especially in that price category. Total residential sales, total residential new listings, total inventory, and total months of supply for the whole city truly don't really mean that much to me. Yes, it's nice to see, but breaking it down into individual property types and then breaking it down into individual quadrants will give you a clearer picture of what's happening in your area that you're interested in. It's great to see the overall price, if the sales are going up or down, the overall months of supply, if they're going up or down, but without breaking it into property types and total quadrants around the city, you really don't help yourself in making an informed decision. It's more of a fluffy way to see what's going on in Calgary as a whole. So from there, I will look at total sales and inventory for that current month and compare it to years past. This is a great way to visually see what's going on and how this year stacks up to years past. But when comparing a month to previous years, you need to think about a few factors. As an example, the weather here in Calgary is very much all over the place. If it was a warm spring, or was it a freezing cold, rainy month all year long in the spring? That alone can really shift monthly numbers. But regardless, with the right explanation, this can be a good way to see how this year is going, and you can reference back to previously hot markets like 2007 and 8 and 2013 and 14. Plus, you can also see just how much better we are this year compared to the past 6 years. Next, I'll pop up a quick map of Calgary and showcase the total residential price for each quadrant. Now, this number is fun to watch, and it does accurately showcase the most expensive quadrants around Calgary. This is another easy visual to see what's going on all across the city and how it's changed year over year. Again, you need to break this down because it's total residential numbers. Total residential really doesn't mean much to the average Calgarian. A lot of people see the number and think it's cool, but looking at the specific property type in that quadrant would really help you out a lot more than the total number all mixed into one. Moving along, I'll toss up a year-to-date chart just like this. This is still total residential, but I can start to paint a picture of what's going on in our changing market. So along the top is last year, and along the bottom is this year. Now, in each year, we have 8 rows: sales, new listings, inventory, days on market, benchmark price, median price, average price, and index. So starting from the top, sales is the number of homes that actually sold in that specific month, meaning the conditions have been removed and the home is sold. It doesn't mean a new buyer has moved in yet, but the home is officially sold on the MLS. If a home goes pending, but the conditions do not get removed until the following month, then that home will not be listed as sold until the following month. New listings are pretty easy. If the home goes up for sale on the MLS, then it's considered to be a new listing. Inventory is simply the number of homes still for sale at 11:59 p.m. on the last day of the month. Days on market is the average amount of days that it took to sell a home. Benchmark price, median price, and average price seem to slightly confuse people. Now, the benchmark price is a sophisticated equation that stands for the common home within that property type. Now, I'm going to read you the attributes for each property type so you have a general idea of what they are. When looking at the benchmark price for a detached home sector in Calgary, you can think of that home having 4 total bedrooms, a fully finished basement, a double attached garage, 1,445 square foot above grade square footage, a lot size of almost 5,000 square feet, poured concrete foundation, and it was built in 1999. The benchmark attributes for a semi-detached home is a 4 total bedroom house, a finished basement, a double attached garage, 1,260 square foot above grade, a lot size of 3,000 square foot, and it was built in 2005. For a townhouse, it would be 2 total bedrooms, a fully finished basement, 2 full bathrooms, a single attached garage, 1,178 square feet above grade, and built in 2003. And finally, an apartment, which has 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, underground parking, 905 square foot, and it's built in 2005. So when you see benchmark increasing or decreasing in one of those categories, you can think of a home with those attributes and features. Now, I really don't talk about median or average prices, as a few $1 million sales in Calgary can really sway that number in one way or another. It's not a great indicator to follow, in my opinion. So it can really be influenced quickly by a couple more expensive or least expensive sales, like mentioned. So moving along, after we looked at the overview of total residential prices, I will start to showcase the supply and demand for different property types in each quadrant of Calgary. By starting off with the months of supply, we can quickly see which property types in which quadrants are currently in demand and who is not. With enough demand and a low months of supply, something around that 1 or 2 month price point, you can almost assume prices may actually increase. This will obviously depend on a lot of other factors, but it's a fairly good rule of thumb. Whereas if the months of supply is upwards of 4 to 5, you could almost assume that there is a lot to choose from in that area and prices may actually decrease. If we hover around that 3 months of supply, this is considered to be a fairly balanced market, so not a whole lot of changes in the price point. So just to reiterate, months of supply simply means that it would take that many months to clear out all the current homes for sale in the market in that area at the current buying rate of buyers. Now, 1 month of supply means demand is very high. 5 months of supply means demand is very low. So in this example, you can see that the detached homes in the southeast are still in demand. Townhomes in the southeast and south and north are still in demand, where detached homes in the city center may actually see some price reductions in the following months. Now, this is a quick and easy way to visually paint that picture. So next, I'll share the microeconomic numbers for Calgary. Now, this is by far the most jam-packed chart that I shared during the recap, and luckily, it's the last one. I feel like many people get overwhelmed and simply skip this one, but for their personal situation, this chart would probably be the most useful. So at first, it's a lot, but when you break it down, it's really not. This thing is broken into 4 sections: detached, apartment, semi-detached, and row, which are townhouses. Now, in each section, there are 8 quadrants, or sections of Calgary, which are all color-coded to match the map I typically put down in the right-hand corner. So, making our way left, we start with sales for that month, new listings, sales to new listings ratio, inventory, months of supply, benchmark price, year-over-year price change, and month-over-month price change. Again, this chart is packed with information. Every column has a story, and I really enjoy watching the sales to new listing ratio to see how that month did specifically. We cannot make predictions about what will happen in the market, but by watching these numbers and looking at all of the factors like rising interest rates, jobs growth, economic activity in our province, we can start to come to our own conclusions about what could happen in the coming months. So with all that being said, I will typically end it there. Now, I upload 4 other videos breaking down every property type individually. So when people are curious about the type of home that they're looking to buy, sell, or invest in, they can then watch that specific property video and may actually make a difference to how they make a decision. I really hope that all made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to book a time slot in my calendar link below, and I'll happily walk you through this personally. So until next time, peace.